I actually visited one of my favorite places, 100 Famous Views of Edo, drawn by Hiroshige Ando, and what the scene is like now. The 030 Plum Garden in Kameido depicts a famous place for plum blossoms, located about 400 meters north of Kameido Tenjin. Along the Kitajukken River, there are about 300 plum trees on all sides of the four towns, and it was named Seikoan because of the scent of flowers, but people call it Umeyashiki. It was exposed. Originally the villa of Iseya Hikoemon, a garment dealer in Ishihara, the villa was later purchased by a wealthy farmer, Kiemon, and became a famous place for plum blossoms that can be heard in the east and west. Among the plums planted in the park, there is one plum that looks like a dragon wrapped around the dragon and lying down, and people called it Wolong plum and gave it special attention. Although the height is about 3 meters, the thickness of the root is about 1.6 meters, and the branches go in and out of the ground on all sides like a dragon winding around, and it is said that the surrounding area was about 11 meter in. The flower is light red and there are records that the scent was exceptionally good. Named to mean that the dragon is lying on the ground, this Wolong plum was named Mitsukunimido, the so-called Komansama, and it is said that the so-called was written on the Kosatsu notice board that can be seen slightly on the left side of Hiroshige's painting. I am. Yoshimune Tokugawa, the 8th shogun, gave the name of Yasauji inherited plum, and praised it as, if you grow a root from a branch and become a young tree again, it should not die even for all ages. It is said that 2 baskets of plum fruits were put into the Edo Castle Hanmaru and Ninomaru every year. Another thing that makes this painting famous is that it was copied by the Impressionist master Van Gogh 30 years later. There is a theory that this Hiroshige Ukiyo-e was used on the wrapping paper of pottery sent from Japan to Paris, and Van Gogh who happened to see it copied it in 1887, but it is not clear. This painting, which even has gold nail-style kanji on the left and right, is currently in the National Museum of Vincent van Gogh in Amsterdam. Hiroshige also left a picture of Kameido Plum Garden in the picture book Edo Souvenir. This is a picture of the entire plum garden, with bower and a bench, but you can see that it wasn't inside the plum garden. This area is different from Kameido's plum garden for the purpose of attracting people. It is said that people visited here from a very chilly time before the plum blossoms bloomed in spring, and there were generally many elegant person, smart people, and hermit. Instead of having a banquet like under the cherry blossoms, it was a social place for adults to take a quiet walk and enjoy the plum blossoms and fragrance. The plum blossoms give off a nice scent, so I call myself Seikoan. The old tree, which looks like a dragon lying down, becomes newer as the years go by, and I have never heard of the liveliness of this flower when it is in full bloom. When this picture book is explained to a modern translation, it seems that this is written. The flood caused by the heavy rain in 1910 flooded almost the entire area of Kameido, Ojima, and Tsunemira. At this time, this plum grove will also be seriously damaged. Many trees have damaged their roots and withered, and from around 1916, factories were lined up around them, and it seems that the smoke caused further damage. A photo of this place appeared in a book published in 1918 called 100 Famous Views of Edo Past and Present. In the commentary, Wolong plum, which has been hurt by several floods and road maintenance, still has a savory scent all over the city. However, it is unfortunate that as a factory site, the soot is getting thicker and the plum trees that lack clean air will last for a long time. Let's check this place on an old map. This place is on the map of the time of Tenpo. It is a place written upside down from Umeyashiki. I circled it in red. I will overlay the current Apple map on this. It's a little out of position, but I think you can get a rough idea of where it is. Let's look at Hiroshige's painting from above. First of all, The plum blossoms that bloomed in a well-balanced manner are arranged in the gradation of the red sky. Making the sky red is a tradition of Ukiyo-e from Utagawa Toyoharu onwards, which creates the sunset sky, not the plum blossoms. On the upper left is a kasatsu with the origin of Wolong plum. In the middle of the picture, a large and thick plum tree crosses diagonally, and on the other side, the plum tree continues all the time. People who enjoy plum blossoms sitting on the floor and people who walk around are depicted, but they are all outside the fence that separates them from the plum grove. At the bottom of the picture, there is a dark green ground that contrasts with the sky, along with more winding, rugged plum trees. If you look closely, you can see that the base of the tree has a gradation called enabler, which gives depth to the entire image. The white of the three-wheeled plum. Well, I actually went to this place. Now this place has become a taxi company, its garage, and numerous homes. The remnants of Plum Garden do not leave any dust. It seems that all the plums themselves died in 1920. On the sidewalk facing Asakusadori, there is a monument of Wolong plum and its commentary version. This is a photo of the Nakagawa area seen from the Wolong plum monument. The left is the Kitajukken River. This is a photo of the Asakusa area seen from the Wolong plum monument. The Kitajukken River is on the right, and the Tokyo sky tree stands on the left. A small old plum tree was planted alongside the commentary version beside the Wolong plum monument. At the very least, I put a picture of this plum tree in Hiroshige's painting. What do you think? Even though the plum grove of Wolong plum is completely gone, it's too different. So, I put a photo of Plum Garden in Mito Karakuen. Although it is connected to Mitsukuni Mito, I think it can be forgiven even if it doesn't go as far as Wolong plum. Even so, it's too sad that Wolong plum, which influenced Van Gogh, hasn't even left a trace due to flood damage and urban development. I wanted to be wrapped in the light red Wolong plum, which had a particularly nice scent, and its savory scent.